Welcome to the video. Mathieu van der Poel, Snap City. Look at the picture of these handlebars here. These are Canyon carbon fiber handlebars snapped by the power of Mathieu van der Poel. Or is that the reason they snapped? Very lucky, not a catastrophic crash. Could be really, really bad. Lose control of your handlebars, crash into a parked car at 50k an hour face first. Not fun. Luckily, the handlebars snapped when Mathieu van der Poel was in the saddle and, not in a terribly compromised situation. He has exceptional bike handling skills. One, professional cyclist. Every pro rider has exceptional bike handling skills. Two, Mathieu van der Poel goes into that mutant category of even more crazy skills. So the fact that the bars cracked, it's good that they cracked under him for safety reasons, but also very, very bad PR for Canyon. The forums are going wild. It's going to be a snowstorm out there of discussion. But what's it going to do? What's the positives of this? What's the negatives? Let's dive deep into it. Let's go deep into this one. First of all, tip of the hat to Mathieu van der Poel. Shows his character. Quite a young guy. Instead of having a dummy spit, picking up his bike, doing a Kittle style slam it on the ground, his bars are snapped. He wiggles the piece out, throws it at the side of the road. Spectator picked that up, sold it on eBay for $500. Keeps on going, working for his teammate. So now, he's not even thinking. He's just default plan B. His default plan B. Plan A, win the race, destroy everyone. Bars snap. That ain't going to happen. Plan B default instantly. Lance Armstrong style. Remember that Tom Lance in 2003 at Louis Ardennes? Kid took him down with that little feed bag. Lance is just, let's go, let's rock and roll. Plan B, let's still win. So crazy. Really, really good to see. He didn't become a little brat, flicking and kicking his bike. And people go, oh, okay, that's justified behaviour. I wouldn't have said that, but a lot of people would say, yeah, it's justified. He wanted to win, his bike failed. He's allowed to throw it on the ground. No, he just said, all right, plan B, let's drive home for my teammate. And his teammate won. How cool is that? That just goes to show you, never quit. Don't be a beta bitch. Keep going charging. Keep on going. Do a Lance Armstrong or do a Mathieu van der Poel. Or do a Chris Froome, which run up the hill waiting for the team car to give him a spare bike. Just keep moving forward in life, people. Things are going to happen in your life. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. All right? Have the attitude of gratitude. And that was just really, really cool to see. So I'm glad his handlebars snapped. I'm glad he wasn't hurt. But we got to see the character that he is. All right, I can't win. My teammate can win. That's a good consolation. Versus just me. Which is common of that generation, etc. So really, really star character class riding. And I hope people mention that, but they probably won't. Anyway, let's get into the topic of discussion. The handlebars snapped. Why? No one can exactly say why. I mean, none of us have the bars in our hands. We don't know the full history of the bars. We've got to go in the full context. We deserve to be fair to Canyon bicycles. Canyon bicycles, those that don't know, Canyon is the brand of bicycles that it says these bars have the logo on there. So Canyon buy their products from China. They resell, and just as other brands do. Specialized do that. They buy from China. They resell around the world. Giant, Giant makes some of their stuff as well. But pretty much all the brands, my brand included, we buy from China. We on-sell. We're all resellers. And so these are resold Chinese bars. Why did they fail? Let's speculate. This is just speculation. If someone from Canyon wants to add in, I'll pin the comment, as it did recently. So, I would say, in my opinion, pro racers shouldn't ride carbon bars. Why? Pro riders crash a lot. They travel a lot. They do mutant wattages that the average consumer just can't and doesn't do, on a regular basis. So and pro riders take more risks. Granted, they're on closed roads, but they're going at higher speeds and in tight bunches. A carbon bar failure is really, really extra catastrophic. Luckily, it wasn't in this time. So I think carbon bars should be banned by the UCI. They just why are we using carbon bars? You have a crash with an alloy bar, and you can is it bent? Okay, I'll still get to the line. With carbon, you crash a carbon bar, it might look okay, and explode in the sprint or explode the next race. That's why generally should, if you drop your carbon bars, chuck it in the bin. Cut it in half, chuck it in the bin, or turn it into a door handle. Don't ride broken carbon bars, especially if you're a sprinter, especially if you're a racer. If you're a 60 kilo or 50 kilo girl who doesn't yank the bars at more than 300 watts, then you can be pretty okay. But if you're a big guy or racer, don't be using carbon bars, man. Unless you've got a death wish. Unless you want that carbon handlebar failure anxiety going on. And let's talk about, while we're at it, these new STEM one-piece bar designs. I mean, they've been out for 17 years. I remember working in a bike shop. A employee friend of mine had some Sinelli Rams on. A box of bicycle parts fell on the bars just from the shelf down and failed. It just cracked them. Catastrophic, just cracked. And I was just like, damn. What if you were riding those bars and you hit a big bump? That's what's going to happen to you, you know? And so they're unproven. They're just unproven in the real world, these one-piece designs. They're like, it's an experiment. You know, do you want to be a beta tester? Go ahead. Not me, thanks. Not with carbon bars. When they fail catastrophically, you know, I don't know. That's why I only sell a product that's been proven from thousands of riders and years and years and years and years of sales, etc. I can access carbon one-piece bars and sell them and make a good cut on them, but I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't ride them myself. And, I mean, you know, there's too much risk. There's not enough certainty there. I like certainty when it comes to my handlebars. If you handlebar failure, the control part of your bicycle, that's not good. Your fork failing, that ain't good. So I want to sell and use stuff that I can rely on. And these brand new bars, we don't know what's going on. So why did the bar fail? Maybe the Shimano shifter, the clamp that wraps around the handlebar to keep the shifter on, had a bit of a sharp burr in there, and that etched into the carbon bar over time. A bit of grit got in there, and just a bit of delamination, bit of contractile carbon fiber failure, and then bang, pops, catastrophic failure. Boom. Alloy doesn't really do that. It sort of bends, it peels. Unless you really left it to the last minute, but carbon just bang, catastrophic failure. So that could be a thing. So it could be the shifter. Shimano could be at fault. The mechanic could be at fault, doing it too tight. The torque wrench manufacturer could be at fault. The torque wrencher failed. The calibration failed, and the person did 10 newton meters instead of 5. Well, who knows? The bicycle could have been dropped over by the security guard who was watching it before the race, and he picks it up and it's it's all right. And then he hits it to put the shifter back in. There's so many variables here. The bike could have been damaged in transit from China or from, Alst to freaking Nova, wherever they're starting this race, and things can get damaged in. There's so many contexts, so many variables in the context we've got to understand. So for us to go, yeah, Canyon just sell shit product. Look at the seat gate going on here. That's not fair. It is unlucky that it's Canyon again. We've had the seat gate thing going on recently, but again, no handlebar, no seat post for failing. It was just premature wear and tear. So, but this one, yeah, this is unlucky for Canyon. But again, for the consumer can go, well, I should probably inspect my bars more often. Yeah. Because if my bars fail in traffic, it ain't going to be fun. So you should be able to know how to unwrap bar tape, undo your shifter clamp, have a little inspection. That takes you 5-10 minutes. Do that every few months. Do it after a crash or whatever. Don't use carbon bars, man. If you're over 65 kilos, or if you've got a few bikes, okay, you shed the load a bit. But if your main bike has carbon bars, and you're over 65 kilos, you're wrenched on them bars, you're doing miles every year, you're crashing and bashing around, just, man, put on some alloy bars. Get some brand new FSAs or some 3Ts or some alloy Canyon bars or some alloy specialized bars. Put them on your bike. Drop your fork out every now and then. Just check for any cracks or rings of death. Just a few minutes of bicycle maintenance can potentially save your life or save someone else's life, or it just makes your lifestyle a bit easier. I don't want to deal with that. I just, the bike shop deals with that. The bike shops, someone don't even know. They're busy. They're just, the mechanics had an argument with his girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and he's just like, things get overlooked. You should be checking your stuff, all right? If I can do it, and I'm incompetent as it gets, in terms of mechanics, if I can do it, you can do it, all right? I taught myself all this stuff. You can do it too. It's very, very simple. Especially the rim brake versions, these internal cables and stuff. I get it, like dropping a fork out. It's a real 2-hour job. It's just some nonsense. But anyway, that's the deal there. With many things to learn here. 1, Van der Poel's character. Teammate would be stoked with that. And carbon bars, no place in the peloton. 3, Canyon's just a reseller. They don't deserve, the unfair criticism they're getting at the moment because there's many variables at play here, And again, the bars are maybe perfectly fine, but they weren't. Maybe they weren't fine for someone like Mathieu van der Poel, who's already had a bar stem failure last year. Remember when he crashed out of that race? Something happened with the fork or the headset or something like that. Some sort of failure there. You know, this Mathieu van der Poel guy, like, he shouldn't be riding carbon bars. You know, he shouldn't be riding lightweight steers. The guy's a bit of a freak. He needs stronger stuff, all right? Stronger stuff. He ain't no 100 kilo barrister who rides in a couple thousand K a year. This dude's a mutant, all right? He's going to be abusive to product, so he needs higher security level quality stuff. Anyway, that's the recap. That's the deal. I could go on about it. What do you think down below? See you next video. If you want more information, go check out duranride.com. They've got a bike buyer's guide. What do I reckon? What are the best bars to get out there? Have a look at duranride.com. Get my bike buyer's guide. Constantly updated. Stay safe out there, people. Don't spend more money than you have to. Avoid crashes when you can by following my simple tips in my ebooks or watch my thousands of videos for free. All right. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the ride. Ride to live. Live to ride. Carb the fruit up. See you soon.